The end of 2020 is coming up fast. Are you wondering how to pay yourself in your online business? This is a common question that I get from my students and from my clients. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the two main ways the business owners get paid and which is best for your business. Let's do this. Hi, my name is Jim Hart. I'm the founding attorney here at Hawthorn Law, where we help online businesses just like you get your legal house in order so that you can focus on what you do best, and that is building a business that truly is going to make a difference in the world. If you are running an online business, then you might be wondering how best to get yourself paid. I mean, you're probably worried about taxes, having enough money to pay the bills for your business, and making sure that you can have enough money to take home to pay yourself and your personal bills as well. Am I right? But as it stands right now, if you are anything like many of the people that I work with, then you are scared to death to take money out of your business because you think that you're going to be breaking the law somehow. Or maybe perhaps you've heard some horror stories about the IRS coming after you with a huge tax bill if you don't withhold enough money for taxes. So for whatever the reason, you just aren't sure how to take the money out of your business, or you're not sure how much you actually need to take out of your business when you do take your profits. If any of this sounds familiar, you can just calm down and relax. These are some of the most common questions that I get from my students and my clients, and I totally get it. These are hard questions to answer. And when I first started my own law firm about 16 years ago, I didn't understand what to do about this either. So today, let me try and break it down for you in as simple a way as possible. First off, you need to understand that as a business owner, you actually are going to receive 2 different checks per month. Now, I don't mean that you're going to get paid twice, although that is very possibly the case. What I mean is that you're going to receive 2 different checks from your business. Now, these might be actual checks, or just you got to think about it in your mind as these are the 2 different ways that you're going to get paid. So the first check is going to be for the work that you actually do in your business and is what I would call your salary. For most people, this is going to be a fairly standard amount each month that you're going to be taking. You might set a salary for yourself, and then that's how much you're going to pay regardless of how much money the business makes. The second check is the dividend or the profit distribution check that you're going to take for your ownership interest in the business. Hopefully I haven't lost any of you just yet. Now, if you're just getting started, you might be wondering, well, that sounds great, Jim, but I'm not making any money. So how am I going to take an ownership check? I mean, you're probably not receiving anything in your business right now just yet anyway. So if you're not earning any money in your business yet, then you're not going to take a profit distribution check. But as you start to receive additional revenue and your revenue grows, you will start paying yourself a nominal salary. And as your business continues to grow, you're going to eventually pay yourself a higher salary and then also a dividend check or profit distribution on top of that initial salary payment that you're going to be taking. Eventually, your goal here from owning your business should be to build a passive stream of income from the business in the form of a profit check. So your check for your salary over time will start to actually decrease, but your profit checks are going to continue to grow as the business grows. Now, if you're kind of lost right now, I want you to think about this from the standpoint that you actually would own stock in a company. You might receive quarterly dividends from that stock ownership. Think about it for a second. If you own stock, like on the New York Stock Exchange, you may receive a quarterly dividend check. This is your share of the profits from the stock that you own. But you don't earn a salary because you own that stock, do you? No, you don't earn a salary from working for that company that you own. You just get the dividend checks. The same is true when you own your own business. You should be receiving a regular profit distribution check, and your salary is basically going to stay the same. Maybe it grows up a little bit, or maybe it decreases a little bit over time. All right, are you with me so far? I hope so, I really do. Now, in terms of the mechanism for actually paying yourself, how you're gonna pay yourself, There are two primary ways to do it. And when you're just starting out, you're going to be taxed as what's called a disregarded entity or a sole proprietorship, assuming you don't have any partners. And as this is the case, you're basically just going to write yourself a check from the business account and deposit it into your personal account. And at the end of the year, you're going to report all of your income and expenses from the business on what is called Schedule C of your 1040 tax return, and you'll end up paying self-employment taxes at a rate of basically 15.3% on the profits that you make from your business. Now, the second way to pay yourself is if you decide to elect to file for an S corporation tax status. I've done a lot of videos about that on the channel, so make sure you check those out. And at that point, you can use a payroll company like the one I recommend down in the description below, and you can pay yourself what is considered a quote-unquote reasonable salary. The payroll company that I recommend will withhold all of the appropriate federal and state and Medicare and Social Security, FICA taxes, all that kind of fun stuff. They're going to withhold that automatically and pay those into the government agencies where they need to go. The salary that you pay yourself is going to be counted as an expense, and then you will file a separate tax return at the end of the year called an information return, and it will vary depending on the type of business entity that you are. And you will receive what is called a K-1, which is very similar to a W-2, but it's basically going to show the profit that you've received from your business.
Hey guys, it's early and I'm editing this video, and as I was editing the video, I realized that it might be confusing to some of you about the K-1. The K-1 shows the profit you've received from the business. It doesn't necessarily show the amount of money that you took out of the business as profit. It's merely going to show the difference between all the income you received in the business from the year versus the expenses you paid out for the year, and what's left over is the profit. Now, you may have taken out more or less than that number of profit from the business, but that's what the K-1 is going to show. It's going to show merely that mathematical calculation of what the income minus the expenses is for the business. It's not showing the actual dollar amount that you've withdrawn from the business. A lot of people get really hung up on that and confused by that little bit of information. So hopefully that's helpful to you. Let's jump back to the video. And I apologize for my scrappy look this morning. I didn't do my makeup.
And then you're going to add that information to the appropriate place in your 1040 in addition to your salary. That's where I come up with the two checks. You're going to get one check for the salary, one check for the K-1 income, and that's going to be your total income. Now, there are pros and cons to each of these methods of paying yourself, whether you elect to be taxed as a disregarded entity or an S corporation. And I've done another video, like I said, talking about whether or not you should elect S corporation tax status. You can check that out right here. And thank you so much for watching today, folks. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.